Today I'm going to be giving you some advice that I wish I knew earlier, and that's about instant gratification and delayed gratification. So you probably already know what they both mean, but I'm just going to quickly run over them just in case you don't. So instant gratification is essentially something that gives you pleasure right in the moment. For example, the like watching Netflix, watching TV, eating junk food like sweets or like sugary drinks. These are all instant gratification activities, and what they do is they make you feel good in the moment while you're doing them, but then they also take away pleasure from your future self, which I'll get more into later. And then delayed gratification is activities that make you feel better in the future later along the line, but then you have to sacrifice the present to get the rewards after. Some activities would be like reading, going to the gym, things that are more difficult in the moment, but then they make you feel better in the future. So the first thing I want to talk about uh, is I'm going to call it the donut experiment, but I don't think it was donuts. Maybe it was Haribo's. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But these scientists, they essentially got some children in a room, and then they gave them a donut. Was it Haribo's? It actually doesn't matter. It was literally just a sweet. The idea behind it is that the sweet gives them instant pleasure, and then they would give them one. You know, they'd give them one donut, and then they would walk out the room, and then they would like before they walked out, they would tell them that if you don't eat this now, don't eat the donut now. By the time I come back, I'll give you two donuts, and this essentially was just testing their ability to delay gratification, because they could have instantly eaten the one donut like at first, but then they also had a choice whether to wait. I don't know how long it was, a minute, 5 minutes. I don't. Doesn't really matter. It's just the idea that matters. They can wait, and then they can get two donuts, which would be a greater amount of pleasure for the child. And then some children they ate the donut immediately, but then other ones didn't. And then this just showed that the children who were better at delaying gratification, the scientists, they followed them years after the experiment actually happened, and then they noticed that the children that waited to have two donuts actually performed a lot better, and this is solely because of their ability to delay gratification. Because this having this skill can transfer across all areas of your life. Because if they could do it with sweets at such a young age, they could then transfer this across other skills, and then this enabled them to become much more successful in the long run. And another thing I want to say is you should be constantly be thinking about your future self and who you're going to become, because that's who you're going to spend most of the time as, not your current self. Your current self, you're only living like right now. It's such a short time period, but then your future self is like many days. So let me give you an example of how instant gratification can make your future self worse. So let's say I had some Haribo's right now, and then if I ate them, they would only feel good for like the 5 seconds that I'm eating them or like chewing them, whatever you do to them. But then the fat that I'd gain from like processing them and digesting them, they would like stay on my body for days, like probably I don't know, months, weeks, whatever it is after I've eaten them. So they've made me fatter essentially, even though it's like such a small amount, it still counts. So was the 5 seconds of pleasure on your tongue, was it worth the like the weeks of fat that your body now has? And it isn't. But many people still indulge in like instant gratification because you're not thinking about your future self. You're only thinking about your present self, which will just lead you to make your future self worse constantly, and that's not what you want. because your future self, you're gonna live many days as your future self. And a delayed gratification activity that many people do is they go to the gym, and I'm sure you'll probably understand this example I'm about to give. So let's say you go hit a workout and you go to the gym. The activity you did there, the muscle you put on, or the gains that you got from whatever workout you did, they're gonna stay for like weeks after. So you just sacrifice 1 hour that day, but then you gain much greater rewards in the future, because you're going to, like, what's the day? It's the 27th of January. If I went today, I'd have the rewards for the 28th, the 29th, 30th. Like I'd live much longer with the benefits, which is why delayed gratification is so much better. But it's very difficult to achieve because you're not constantly thinking about your future self. But if you keep thinking about your future self, then you will slowly start to make better decisions throughout your day, and just start delaying gratification a lot more. And that's all I have to say today, really. So just delay gratification more, and then your life will become better. And I hope that can help you. Take care, man. Oh my days.